Hello, welcome to Lunch Break Tarot. Welcome to Lunch Break Tarot. I'm Jolene, and I just now felt motivated to do this, so I'm going to do it. And this is going to be for Saturday, June 6th. But whenever it's found you, there's something in it you're meant to hear, big or small. All right. I trust that this video is going to find whoever it needs to find. So let's get on with your reading. Oh, I think I saw the Hierophant there for a second, but not for sure. Okay, so Three of Swords. We've got some heartbreak still on the theme for this week. So Saturday, we've got some heartbreak, but I haven't clarified it yet. So could be releasing it, could be talking about it, you could be healing from it. Who knows? We shall see. Is that one? Okay, we've got boundaries, 7 of Wands. So keeping heartbreak at bay. That's what I'm seeing. What else do we got? I'm so tired. I'm about to go to bed. It's Thursday night when I'm recording this. Okay, we've got the Lovers. Interesting. All right. Haven't seen the full story yet, so need a couple more to see what we've got. I just saw the Magician at the bottom of the deck. Okay, good enough. So we've got the Knight of Swords, the World, the Eight of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. Okay, so like I said, so we're keeping heartbreak at bay somehow, not entertaining things that have been heartbreaking to us. For some of you, it is choosing a partner that doesn't want to choose you back, or it could just be the ending of some kind of union that you're just holding boundaries against any truths that are a little too destabilizing right now. We've got the Knight of Swords coming in, and that is someone telling you a bunch of things that are a little daring, bold, sobering perhaps. And then we have the World. So something is ending and a new beginning, like like a rebirth of sorts. There's been a rebirth related to this union and heartbreak and needing boundaries, and the way you communicate with somebody too might be changing. Like you might be keeping that at bay rather than talking on the phone or seeing them in person. You might switch to more of a like an online communication only, like texts or emails, something like that. Yeah, I mean, and it's kind of showing up here exactly in the Eight of Wands too, which is it is something going well, and it's related to communication. And the Ace of Swords is truth and communication. So yeah, that is what I would say is happening here. It is due to heartbreak. You have to have a new approach, the World, with the way you talk to an old lover or whoever it is that broke your heart. Could be anybody. Take it how it is for you. Anybody that is very significant to you that you felt betrayed by. And this could have to do with if you feel divided inside, the Lovers. Sometimes in order to be agreeable, we banish all of our unpleasant feelings, our resentments, our like aggressions to a different side, and that kind of creates it kind of creates separate entities within us that we identify with, and that can be extraordinarily uncomfortable. But you're getting to the heart of that with the Knight of Swords. You're having a rebirth, joining those parts of yourself, because you're advocating for yourself, and you're kind of remedying the split. So clarify 3 of Swords. Clarify 3 of Swords. Whew. My AC is still broken. It's been broken for a month. I'm on my 4th service call, like different companies. The first one I didn't feel right about. Second one I canceled before they even arrived. Third one, I booked them and then they didn't show up until they had like an 8 to 5 window, and by about the 11th hour, figure of speech, I was just like, I wasn't really sure about these guys anyway, and they haven't even said they're coming, so they're definitely going to go past the 5 o'clock. And so I just called and canceled that one, and then I got real serious, and I'm on my 4th one. I called I called a duck cleaning company that is reputable, that I've done business with before, and I called them and I was like, hey, I know you guys don't do HVAC, but I was just wondering if you had some good recommendations. And I had reached their voicemail for that, and they called me back and left a message, like, so sweet. They left me great recommendations, and one of them I was calling independently. So now I feel good. Kyle used to handle all that stuff. I always feel overwhelmed with it. I usually feel like I've got some like crappy karma related to that, and this started out similarly, but hopefully 4th time's a charm. We'll see. All right, clarify the 3 of Swords. By the way, I was so grief-stricken. I know what that term means now, this whole week. I'm feeling better now. Like I had a major, like insane, this is a long story. No, I'm not going to get into it. But this week was one for the books of my life. I'll tell you that. Okay, so we've got the Page of Wands. Page of Wands can be travel. So maybe someone left and their absence is what caused the heartbreak. Page of Wands is also someone speaking highly of you, complimenting you in your absence, speaking well of you to others. It's a messenger. Delivering like fortuitous news. So it could be that someone had to take a trip or something, and you're maybe when you really needed them, and that made you feel betrayed, but the separation was for your highest good. It was so like things could happen that could lead to this rebirth that you desperately needed. Perhaps both of you needed it. Clarify the 7 of Wands. Devil. So yeah, this is self-advocacy. And this is, gosh, this card is so, like it has such presence in a like almost traumatizing way because of how much I've dealt with this freaking card in my life, the archetype of this in my life. Not about me though, but it kind of made me forget like all this stuff I was really connecting to, and then this comes out and it's just like dun, dun, dun. So we're advocating for ourselves. We're communicating differently. That's what it was. Because there was so much pain related to this devil archetype, like addiction, craving, longing, over dependence on other people, having your like core wounds triggered, and having that just be like just such exorbitant amount of pain. That's why you're doing things differently now. advocating for yourself, really looking after yourself to prevent having to go through this again. Okay, clarify the Lovers. My sister used to always make fun of me for using big words, but I don't use them to sound fancy. I use them because they are tools that describe exactly what I mean. One time she had a new dog, and I was like, "Oh, your dog is really docile." And she's like, "What's that mean?" And I'm like, "It's like calm." And she's like, "Well, just say calm." And I was like, "Calm is a mood, docile is a temperament." Yeah. All right. So we've got the Page of Cups with the Lovers. Like I'm just figuring out how to put words to it, and then figuring out how it fits in the greater theme. Definitely someone like said something that was like someone was forthcoming, um, like in a sweet way. Someone was sweet to you in some way, related to the Lovers. And this maybe tempts you to re-engage with all the devil stuff because you kind of were desperate for closeness, and or like also the devil can be anything that you're addicted to. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Lovers. uh I am getting kind of a Lovers vibe, but it also is that having being split inside, and the devil would make you have to numb yourself to keep this, like having a split inside, whether it's dissociative identity disorder. Even if you don't have full blown dissociative identity disorder, that whole internal family systems model is based on having like parts of ourselves, different parts of ourselves that are organized and cut off. And that's a very real thing. Um, anyway, this Page of Cups is um, kind of like being tempted back into the devil for like a brief moment, because you've gotten so much stronger and good at resisting it. You've gotten over so much, and then this is a little bit like of a, I don't know, like connection. No, it's not really nostalgia, but it's like feeling comfort, being comforted by um, whatever it is that was your heartbreak. But I'll keep going and see what else I can get from that. Clarifying Knight of Swords. I've been having way too much caffeine, and I just tell myself it's fine because it's tea. But if I have too much caffeine, it makes me so addicted to screens, like way too much. And it just makes me not happy. But that's still one of my vices because the thought of drinking water is just like appalling. Clarifying Knight of Swords. I want to get to where I can do 2 of these a day every 12 hours. I think that'd be amazing, which is crazy ambitious. We got the High Priestess. So, what did we say the Knight of Swords was before? Because it's related to that. High Priestess is intuition, obviously. It's also having help. We're changing up how we communicate. Yeah, we're following our intuition in order to self advocate. And yeah, we're just being like assisted in this rebirth that we're having. Yeah, I'm not really getting much more from that. I feel a little bit blocked too, but sometimes it's like sometimes you get like something really great from something tends to be great from every reading, even if every single pair up doesn't hit. Okay, clarify the world. You got the strength card. Okay, this like transformation that you're going through is making you stronger than ever. And this new way of communicating that's better for your nervous system is going to help you maintain your strength too, so you can keep functioning. I think that might have been a lesson that you learned by entertaining this devil archetype in your life. You kind of learned you couldn't really afford that. And so you're doing something different so you can like function. Um, so there might be a way you can still like I don't know, possibly have whoever this person is in your life or whatever this addictive quality, whatever this vice is, vice. That's just a good way to put it. Vices could be people, could be something else, but it might be a way, a new way to where it's not like a double energy anymore. But maybe you don't have to like cut ties with it completely, but you do have to completely change how you interact with it. Clarify the Eight of Wands. Pardon me, sorry. Clarify Eight of Wands. I usually look at Eight of Wands as like it's like going with the flow and quick communication and quick action. And then the Ace of Swords is pointing to it being like a quick communication. Yeah, yeah. So we've got the Seven of Swords. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, and just like to give an example, like neurodivergent people, autistic people in particular, whenever they get overstimulated or their energy gets drained, they tend to go into autistic shutdown, and then that like if in order to have an accommodation for that, switching to just electronic communication can be really helpful. And so this Seven of Swords is like kind of talking about like the way that this ends up robbing from you, this vice, whatever it is. If it's a person, it is like just constantly like just I don't know, doing whatever it needs to do, they need to do to get your energy. And but if it is like a different type of vice, it's depleting you in some way. If it's shopping, it's finances. If it's which we have the Lovers here, so this really is pointing to. I don't know. I think it is still pretty generic. It is still pretty generic. So it's the Lovers if it resonates, or it's just you being divided inside. But anyway, either your bank account is getting depleted if you're a shopaholic, your health is getting depleted if you're on drugs, or your mental agility. Like, so this is doing things differently, engaging with it differently, whatever your vice is, in order to keep your energy from getting drained, or, yeah, energy. Is there anything else that could be? I don't know. Let's see. Clarify Ace of Swords. I'm just going to do these one at a time. That way I can actually come up with a good YouTube title because my other titles were so lacking. But you know what? Mama got her homework done. Okay, we've got the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is clarifying the Ace of Swords. I mean, the Knight of Wands is taking action towards something. It's movement, it's passion, So we've got, yeah, I think whatever, like so whenever we have a vice, it's because it gives us something like dopamine, serotonin, whatever it is. And I think the Knight of Wands is kind of representing your fix, whatever you get from your fix. If it's a person, could be sex, passion, whatever. If it's, you know, any other type of vice, it's dopamine, oxytocin, blah, 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 whatever it is. And so, sorry, I'm buffering. I worked all day and my brain starts buffering after a time. I use a different part of my brain for this, but it's impacted in this moment for some reason. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I do need my left brain to bring this down to earth, and um, that's the buffering part. That is the buffering part. Okay, well, I guess just in summary, to summarize all this, I feel like I covered it pretty well, though. You feel like I covered it pretty well. Yeah. I guess, can we, maybe we'll just get one more card. I don't know how long this is, but just get one more card for just, I guess, for SHITs. Yeah. Okay. So we have the Five of Cups. So that's grief to me. And as I've already said, there was a lot of grieving. I was surprised we didn't get this, but we did get the heartbreak. We did get the heartbreak card. So this is this transformation that you're having, this rebirth, this new way of communicating with an old vice, this reunifying parts of yourself and excommunicating vices. Not excommunicating, but changing the way you interact with your vice in order to preserve your peace, your stamina. That's going to help you continue healing from your grief. You're already so far beyond it that this is really like you. I don't know. I would say you've had enough pain at this point that this isn't very tempting anymore. And I that's great. I think that's great. And congratulations. Good luck. Not even good luck. You already like you got through it. You did so much. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of me. That's your reading for Saturday. I hope you have a great week and I'll see you again soon. Like and subscribe if something I said resonates. Thanks. Bye.